as well. Let's go to Mr. St. Pierre, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. My name is Vincent St. Pierre. I was recently, before I get to that though, we're in a bit of a time of transition and change, and I've always found how we meet challenges often defines us. How we actually meet, the multiple issues of not only COVID, the resource downturn, but also the changing nature and landscapes of economies and the world itself. So I want to specifically thank you for allowing me to speak today, but also to city administration, the councillors, and all those that are listening in both on the live stream and on this video call. First of all, I want to highlight three core points that I want to talk about. Point one is I was recently involved in a grassroots coalition to save Fire Hall number 6. One of the reasons why that I was really attentive to the issue was surrounding the consistent ebbing away and cuts that are focused towards the inner city and inner city services. Last year, we saw a conversation about 2 pools, inner city pools in our neighborhoods. And before that, we had the closure of the Victoria Park Police Precinct. And as the Save Calgary analysis looked at, our FTEs are the lowest since 2013. So there is a consistent cut that I think has demonstrably impacted frontline services and continues to. And I would like to state that it's clearly not only a poor move to focus continually on cuts, but also it causes demonstrable harm. And that brings me to point 2. We should have the least harm to the most vulnerable. We have core services that not only supports, but also safeguards public safety and invests in our communities. And I think it should be a priority to make sure that those are not only protected, but improved and supported. And thirdly, I want to highlight my third and final point being innovation. Oftentimes, the best ideas are stolen. So please do keep innovating. Please do seek out new ideas from citizens, staff, and other municipalities. There are incredible tools out there. We have the PAC team and Indigenous liaisons, investments in communities, and sometimes it takes a little bit of investment to save money in the long term. And my sole bit of advice is make those investments for the long term, which may not save us money immediately, but does save us dollars in the long term, because conscious and consistent investment is the best way to create a strong and resilient community. Thank you, Your Worship. I'm going to keep my comments more briefer than the previous speakers, and thank you for allowing me to be heard.
Thank you very much. So that brings us to the end of our first panel.